So one of the questions that I get asked pretty regularly, or especially when I was younger, was, how did you turn out okay? You had sort of a difficult upbringing, child impacted by substance use disorders. When I get asked this question, very simply the answer is, it's science. Right? This is not a miracle, it is not magic. It was science and counterbalancing all of the risk factors that I came into life with protective factors. So if you think of it as a seesaw, I had a lot of risk factors on this side of it coming into this world, and for about the first 10 years. But then there were things that happened, interventions, and people that cared about me that counterbalanced that seesaw to put protective factors on the other side. So it not only leveled out, but it went in the opposite direction. And I think it's really important for us to remember that no child is unsavable, right? Regardless of the risks and the home life and the difficulties that our children are faced with because of addiction, because of substance use disorder, that we have the science and the tools to intervene and help to improve their outcomes. When we talk about why some people develop a substance use disorder and some people don't, I talk about the triangle, sort of the three main factors. And at the tip of the spear is genetics. We have about 50% of the individuals today that have a substance use disorder have a genetic predisposition, right? We pass this down to our loved ones, and you can't control that. But what you can do is know that you have a genetic load, that you have risk factors because of your genetic predisposition, like I do. So because of that, and knowing that I have 4 generations of addiction before me, I know that I have higher genetic risks than, let's say, my next door neighbor or my best friend. So I make choices that counterbalance that. So that's on that genetic side. And then on the other side of the triangle, you have environmental factors. It's about the community that you come from, the environment that you live in, things like poverty level, crime level, availability of substances in that community. And we know that there are interventions that can impact that, the norms that we create in communities. And then you have the individual side, right? That's things that are unique to me and unique to my family and my household. Parental monitoring, really clear expectations that are set forward, positive adult relationships, all these protective factors on the individual side that also have correlating risk factors. But how we address those, particularly for all the kids that are impacted by substance use disorder, is critically important. So I come back to that teeter-totter. I came in to this world with probably every risk factor that you can account for, both on the genetic side, the tip of the spear, the environment I lived in, and my individual factors. But I rebalanced that by the interventions, things like delaying the onset. I did not drink till I turned 21, and even till today at 41, I am very careful about alcohol consumption, intermittency, and being careful about my own use. Clear relationships. I had not only my grandparents and aunts and uncles that engage as caring adults in my life, but was given a mentor through our county behavioral health services when I was just a kid that helped with another caring adult. Mental health care. I was court mandated to see a psychologist when I was 8 and continued that care to make sure that I had the mental health treatment that was necessary to deal with the trauma, the adverse childhood events, and those risk factors that needed to be addressed. We even know how to prevent this illness for those that have the most risk factors for developing this disease. And we just need to make sure that we're deploying them to every community.